Let's get it!
Broadcasting to you from a little grass shack in the middle of the Pacific.
Live in the place to be.
Well, they're actually in the Bay Area.
Yeah,
but they are the premier Pasifika show that shines a spotlight on positive Pacific Islanders.
You listening to the sound.
Role models coming brown every Thursday night at 6.
East to west, we getting hurt.
Brought to you by Pasifika by Design. It's the iconic Faika podcast with your hosts, Naki and Carl.
What's up, Naki?
Hey.
Yo, bundled up. It's cold in the studio in the summer. It's too hot. In the winter, it was like 63 degrees when I was sitting in here when I got in here. But we're all bundled up. Season 9, episode 3. We've got our usual community announcements. Naki's pared those down to just things that are happening in the near future because we have so much going on. Coming up, we have Journey to Empowerment. I just realized that is tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So we have those. We got topics today. We've got Super Bowl coming up. Got some Samoans in the Super Bowl.
When is the Super Bowl?
It's Sunday. I thought it was last Sunday. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm so disconnected with it all.
Mm-hmm.
I actually thought it was. I was looking for it on Saturday. I was like, oh, so how do I watch it? And then I realized, oh no, it's next week. So that's a topic. Immigration is kind of harkens back to the Dawn raids, the things that we had heard about in other countries many decades ago. And Tulsi Gabbard in the news, and it's 185th anniversary of something that happened, a treaty that was signed in New Zealand a long time ago. And then in the back half, we have Dr. Taifa Aleava coming in with his group, and they're going to talk about the Pasifika mental health clinic that's going to happen in later this fall in Sacramento.
Happening in May,
yeah. That's the show today. Naki, what you got?
The big thing everybody's talking about that has gone crazy in social media is the Jimmy Butler trade to the Warriors.
I heard about that. So I was driving around. I was in Santa Cruz, Monterey, and I just listened to, when I'm down there, I just like to listen to local radio. Mm-hmm. Man, that was all that was on there with Jimmy Butler this, Jimmy Butler that. Mm-hmm. They tried to talk to Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant said he didn't want to come back. He didn't
want to come to the Warriors. He already got his ring. I think like Wiggins is gone. Like I'm a little upset about that Wiggins is gone, but
they traded away a lot.
Yeah.
But I just don't think he got along with Draymond. I just don't.
Wiggins?
No. Durant. When Durant said he didn't want to come back.
Yeah.
Those two just never clicked.
He got a ring, so shut up over there. Like,
we got you a ring.
We got your ring. Shut up over there. I think the combination of all of them together is the reason why they won. Not just him, not just just the whole group. I think that was the big talk in our house was Jimmy Butler coming from Miami to the Warriors, and is he going to get along with Draymond? Right. Is he not? They have kind of the same kind of edge personality kind of. I think they will because they're on the same team.
Well, we're fans. We hope they do.
Yeah.
But there's tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars involved with that. I'm sure that somebody looked into it. It's not just going into it blind, but he had his he had his drama with the Heat. He and Pat Riley didn't get along at the very end. Right. So there's the rumblings of that. But at the same time, once you're not, it was almost like he was fine over there.
Yeah.
And then once it kind of went sideways, it just went completely downhill.
Sideways. Yeah.
From there. Right. So big news for the Dubs.
Big news. That's all our house was excited about was the Jimmy Butler trade. Who else? Luka and the Lakers, Anthony Davis to Mavericks.
The Mavericks.
Like eyebrows is gone.
Unibrows gone.
Unibrows gone. I think that was a big discussion this week as well. I don't know
big
why.
Big shakeups in the NBA.
But I don't know why that.
Why?
why Luka going to the Lakers and Anthony Davis going to Maverick. Why is that?
Why are they doing it?
Yeah. No, why is it such a big shakeup?
Oh, those are MVP level players. I mean, those are, and it's not like when we were younger, people stay with the same team forever. When we, back in the day, now MVP type players jump all the time.
Yeah. I get money.
I think there's just less loyalty, like, Jordan, Bird, Magic.
Yeah. They stayed.
When we were, back in the 80s, 90s, you were on a team, you're pretty much locked up. And then I think it was, the most obvious one is LeBron, right? The decision and all him leaving Cleveland to go to the Heat. And I think maybe that was that ushered in the building of super teams. And we don't have to stay. You can just jump around and go find a ring. But I'm old school. I'd rather just see you stick with the team.
Yeah. Me too. Like you say, John Stockton, Jazz.
Right.
You know what
Karl
I mean?
Malone.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just, that whole thing, I get it. But I thought Anthony Davis was like bouncing around anyway before the Lakers. He came from Phoenix?
The Lakers they're like the Yankees and the Dodgers. They just buy they'll pay crazy amounts of money
to win.
And that's what I'm sure Luka's getting 8 truckloads of cash to go there. And I think that's why AD ended up there. But, the Lakers are the Lakers. They get Shaq didn't start out there. You know what I mean? Hell, Kareem didn't start out there. But, they've been known to go out and get the talent. And unlike our Giants, the Dodgers just pay every time there's a near Cy Young winner. I'm like, you're probably gonna end up on the Dodgers because the Dodgers they pay that money. Luka leaving and AD. I think Luka's more MVP caliber than AD at this point. But who knows? Sometimes you just need a change of scenery and they can crank it back up. But Anthony Davis wasn't the Anthony Davis that he was when he got there.
And not that he's old, but for basketball, he's kind of old.
Yeah.
He's kind of old. So,
yeah,
I'm looking forward to Jimmy Butler playing with the Warriors and see what the dynamic is between him, Green, and Curry. I'm sad that Wiggins is gone, but,
somebody that knows people that know a lot. The ones that made those things happen. So hopefully they gel and they can make another run.
That's what I'm hoping. So, that's basketball. What else?
I'm looking forward to because we just talked about not being engaged with the Super Bowl. I am kind of looking forward to it because it's one of our topics of the Samoans that are playing. But then it just kind of got me interested, and then there's no skin in the game. It's like I don't care. I'd rather see the Eagles win, but it's not like I'm real passionate about either one. So I just get to enjoy it. I don't even know. I'm just disconnected. Who's halftime? Is it Kendrick Lamar? I don't know who
I think so.
That's bad. We should know. But.
I don't. I'm not. I'm so disconnected from this because I'm tired of seeing Kansas City in the Super Bowl.
Oh my gosh.
If they win, they
and Taylor
win.
Swift.
And Taylor Swift, that's fine. But I'm not interested in seeing Kansas City. I'm not interested in seeing Philadelphia either. So I know I have family members that Philadelphia is their team. I am interested because I have a football pool. I'm in a pool, but
you got good numbers. What do you got?
I have 7 and 8 and 8.
8?
Yeah.
So 18 comes around, 28 comes around, 8 itself probably not, but 7 and 8, those are good numbers.
28, yeah. So that's the only way I'm gonna know what's happening is if I win a quarter.
Or half or
whatever.
Is it the same? Same money for each?
I don't know. It's a quarter. It's like
$200
every quarter, and then $400 for the final. So,
so
that's the only way I'm going to know anything about the Super Bowl is if I win. Otherwise, I won't be paying attention. Mo may be paying attention, but I don't really. It's not my.
Will he be off of work during the game?
Yeah. Sunday during the day, right?
Sunday, 3:00 or 3:30 or something like that.
So the Super Bowl, that's all. Football pool, that's all I got. I'm not watching it. I don't care about Kansas City. I'm still hating from when they play the Niners that until I'm hoping they lose.
I
But
think
then
so.
I really don't care.
I think the the Chiefs have reached that level that the Patriots were at, where you're either a hardcore Chiefs fan, more power to you. You've been a Chiefs fan for years and
Forever, right?
good,
Good for you.
but you're not a casual fan.
Yeah.
You love them or you hate them.
Yeah, yeah,
And
and I
the
hate
rest of
'em.
the league is like,
Yeah.
we've seen enough. Like
Yeah,
we
that's
saw
enough.
this with Brady,
Yeah.
right? He's
Tired.
in too many of the damn Super Bowls,
Yeah.
right? Now we're there with Mahomes, and it's like, no, we don't. We've been through Brady. We
Yeah.
don't want to
Give
have
somebody
another
else a chance.
15 years of
Yeah.
seeing this guy, and not even half the Super Bowls. Like he's in the last 5 or something.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty wild. But
Yeah, so I'm not interested, unless the Niners, and that's gonna be a minute, but, that's our house is talking about basketball. We also we watched, the Royal Rumble because wrestling is big in our house, so
yes,
Jey Uso won for the men's Royal Rumble. He'll be the main event, during WrestleMania 41, so
he
congratulations
gets
to
his
him.
title shot, right?
He gets a title
Yeah.
shot. He's one of the main events or the main event. And so out of all the
Who'd he pick? Is he
wrestlers,
picked?
what do you
Is he
mean?
picked? Doesn't he get a? He went as his opponent,
I
right?
don't know.
I don't know how that works.
I don't know how that works. I just know that he won the Royal Rumble, and that's huge. And so that's happening at WrestleMania 41. I think that's happening in Vegas. WrestleMania is happening in Vegas in April.
Makes sense.
WrestleMania 41. And so you go, good for him. What else? Irv Gotti. I've just seen that. I don't know if you know who Irv Gotti.
I do not.
You don't?
I don't.
Oh my God. He's like a hip hop record mogul that co-founded Murder Inc.
Okay. I've heard of Murder Inc.
And he's credited for discovering kind of like Jay-Z, Ashanti, Ja Rule. He passed away this week of a heart attack. He's 54 years old. So I seen that.
Numbers just get so before
Mhm.
54 was older,
Yeah.
and then 40 was older, and then we
Yeah.
get to 40 and we move that number up a little bit,
Right.
and now 54 is like young. Like
Yeah.
they just that's so. Was it
I
heart problems?
believe he had heart problems before this. I don't know what he passed of. I just know that he passed away, and that I know him because of he's a hip hop music mogul that had, he's very controversial. He's very controversial. So, man, you don't know who Irv Gotti is?
I know Murder Inc.
Yes.
I know some of the artists, but I
yeah,
didn't.
Murder Inc. So he passed away. So, rest in peace to him and everyone else that passed away this week. But yeah, that's all I got. I just, I feel so much better than last week.
Yeah, you sound a lot better.
So much better. I took all my meds. I have to up my, everything, albuterol and this and this and that. And so prescribed cough medicine and Tylenol, and that's it. And I'm back. I'm back.
It's been a minute.
Ooh, been since December.
Yeah.
I was sick December, the whole month of January, and then February, and then finally gave in and went to the doctors. And then Mo got sick from me, of course, and then I nursed him back to health in 2 days. 2 days. Miracle worker. So yeah.
So you got him sick. You should get him better.
Right.
Yeah.
So he called in sick one day and then was back to work the next day. How about that?
He's a little quicker on the recovery, but my wife is like the family physician. When people have problems, they end up on the phone with her, and she was saying that she was like, we need to fix some things because she's been sick too long, or things take too long. So glad to hear that you got right.
I'm better. So that's I think that's it. That's it for me. How about you?
So got good news. I've been getting some decent news from my journey, my health journey. So I've been kind of building on those, celebrating, some of those pieces of it. And I've been doing a little like taking these day adventures during the weekend and kind of heading up to
Nice.
the mountains or heading to the river, um, and seeing those things. So been kind of out enjoying the rain. I like the rain. I like being out in the rain. I was in Santa Cruz this morning. It a little too rainy. That
Yeah.
was like raining sideways. There were wrecks on the freeway. People hydroplaning.
Slow
Yeah,
down.
slow down,
People have to
people.
slow down.
It's raining really hard. Slow
Right.
down. Drive right. Of which there were a whole bunch of people that were not doing that. Uh, and I was going out of Santa Cruz, so I was
Mhm.
going the right way. You can tell when you're going against traffic at rush
Mhm.
hour, and the other direction, somebody had hydroplaned and smashed into the median,
Oh, jeez.
and during rush hour. And so as I was driving from Santa Cruz to Watsonville, the whole northbound lane just parked. I mean, for like miles, I was going. I was like, man, the Bay Area is no joke with the traffic.
Yeah, they can hang with the
Doesn't
rain.
matter where you're at in the Bay, you can end up parked in a heartbeat and
Mm.
let a 10-mile drive turn into a 2.5 hour trip. But man, I was looking at that like, just drive slow. There's
Yeah.
nothing you gotta be in a hurry for. But yeah, that's me.
Yay, yay. I see we have lots of topics like you have.
Let's see.
Um,
So immigration. I was reading that, just from a PI perspective, there was a big list that was released from ICE,
mhm.
and it had 350. These are named people. 350 immigrants from Fiji, 150 from Tonga, and 57 people from Samoa are on that list of people on the hit list. The people on the list are violent criminals, right? But I think the difference in the past has been if they go into like I don't know, a bar or a room full of people, right? And they're after the one person, and they're nonviolent criminals around that are kind of caught up in it, they weren't deporting them. Now they are though. If you're there, even if you're a nonviolent um, person, but you have illegal immigration status, you're you're getting sent out. So I think that's
Mm.
one of the big differences. But man, there was a video. We can't play the video, but it was of some ice raids in Denver
Oh, I seen the news on that.
early in the morning. Like, just
Uh-huh.
reminded me of that
But
documentary, The
were
Dawn Raids.
were they um what is it? Mafia or something? No?
I don't know. I don't know specifically with the ones the Denver video that I
Yeah,
saw, but yeah, just the crashing into places in the morning when people are like it
sleeping.
just
Yeah.
evokes that, you know, I never thought of it until I had seen the documentary about New Zealand,
Uh-huh.
and how they were,
The John Raid.
yeah, the dawn
Yeah.
raids, and they're hitting, houses when people are asleep early in the
Mhm.
morning, and that's what it looked like was going on in Denver. But yeah, it's a different world out there
I
now.
did see that Denver. It was something like the Venezuelans, something it was like not criminals, but people with shady pasts. They were
Yeah.
like hitting it was like a gang or a something that they were doing in Denver. I should have read up on it, but I didn't. But yeah, it
It's
it
a
is
different
it's a
world.
different
Things are
world. It's a
things are
different
different.
world.
And it's being, different states are handling it differently.
Mhm.
Um, I read that Oklahoma, if you register your kid in a public school, they're verifying the citizenship status of the parents.
In Oklahoma?
Yeah, they're
Uh,
going the opposite direction. There are states that are now offering, and I think we have some of those in our community announcements, that legal help, right? So you know
mm,
your rights. When you get a knock on the door, what
yeah.
can you do? That's in the state that we're in. In Oklahoma, they're taking it a step further. So you register your kid, you got to bring your papers.
Oh, geez. I know they're doing that here in San Francisco, that they're stopping students, in the streets, asking them for identification, and so a lot of places like, Samoan Community Development Center, SALT, all my USOs, they have pamphlets out. If you go to their website, click the link in their bio, they will give you information on how to handle that if you and what your rights are. So
it's amazing because you see that on social media and people will say, oh, those organizations, SALT, SCDC, AMU, they must be pro, illegal citizenship. And it's about your rights.
Yeah.
Right? It's about rights that you have. And not that it's anything for or against it, so that you're able to navigate that situation should it happen. So I don't get that. I think that everybody should know their rights, not just for citizenship, but for any reason you should know your rights. But shout out to, that's cool that there are organizations out there that are providing resources.
Yeah, pretty awesome. 185th anniversary of the signing
of the Te Tiritio Waitangi, the Treaty of Waitangi.
Yeah.
So I just came across this. I was kind of clicking around and I was like, wait, February 6th. That's we're jumping around now. Our producer is like, hey, that's like number 7 or 6 on the topics, but 1840, I think, was a signing of 40 Maori chiefs signed an agreement with the British Crown that created a British governorship of New Zealand, but guaranteed Maori possession of all land. So the chiefs that signed that were able to negotiate that all Maoris would receive the rights and privileges of British subjects.
So smart,
right?
Back then.
1840.
So smart.
We're doing it now. We're dealing with that kind of thing now.
Yeah.
And those are people that a lot of the chiefs didn't speak English, right? They had to have the treaty translated. And so they had to understand it, and they had to understand the concept of, so they're in the treaty, they maintain ownership of the land.
Right.
That those were not a lot of indigenous people, specifically here in the United States, gave up ownership of the land. So to see in 1840, I mean, this is pre-Civil War.
Right.
And if you in American timeline, this is before the Civil War. So you got Polynesian people there, making sure that their rights are represented. And it was and actually, I think late last year it was one of our topics. We had talked about that they were trying to erode some of the rights.
Right. Where that video that went viral,
right,
of them,
right,
in Parliament, right.
So, it's very proud when I was reading that. I was like, look at them. Look at them. We keep the land.
Yeah.
And we get all the rights of a citizen.
That's like with American Samoa. You can't.
You're American nationals.
American nationals, but this United States can't come in and purchase land, and you just
it's the Matai system for the land,
right?
And that's why I think that is the big thing where they're like, well, you should become a state, or you should become an automatic citizen because of birthright citizenship, and it's like that. If that could erode the Matai system with the land,
right?
So I think that is one of the hiccups of like, how do you manage that? But 1840, those chiefs had the foresight.
Okay, there you go. I mean, even way back then, they were protecting the land.
Smart.
Very smart. Samoan-born Tulsi Gabbard.
So Tulsi Gabbard is former Democrat, right? And yeah, so that is her coming out of the Senate committee. She had to make it out of the hearing committee for her nomination for the Director of National Intelligence. And she made it out of that. So the next step is the Senate's going to vote probably next week to see if she will pass. It's going to be close. There are a few of her fellow Republicans that may sink that. But if she is confirmed, if her nomination is confirmed, she'll have ascended to the highest U.S. government position ever by a Pacific Islander, Polynesian Samoan, and she's a lady.
Yeah.
So good for her. I think that having her out there, a lot of people, she's a controversial figure because some of the things that she said, she speaks her mind.
I hope that she doesn't follow in the current president's whatever his crazy action.
I don't think anybody speaks as crazy as him.
I think there's like I've seen on social media where there's a like a division down the line, whether they're like, okay, yeah, she's PI, but if the person that she's serving is kind of fucked up, so there's a love hate love hate thing going on there.
Right. Well, I hope there was just as much love hate when her former party
Mm.
just attacked her personally with no proof of anything. She was called a Russian asset,
Uh-huh.
but nobody even asked why. They just and it's still riding with her. She's
Right.
still carrying some of that stuff. So hopefully the you should the people that you're a part of
Mhm.
are with that. So it's one of the reasons I want to see the Super Bowl or parts of it is there are 3 Samoans that are going to be playing on Sunday. Kingsley Suamataya, and he's a second round draft pick, and he was starting most of the year for the Chiefs, and he got sat down after week 11. He's been a backup, but he will be suited up, ready to play, may get some playing time. Juju Smith-Schuster back for his second Super Bowl with the Chiefs.
Nice.
Got a ring with them and then went to the Patriots, I think, for a while, and he's back. It's weird because it seems like he's been in the league forever because he was drafted at 19.
He's so young.
He's 28 now, and it seems like it seems like let's see, that is so yeah, that's him on the far left. Yeah, it seems like he's been in the league forever because he was drafted literally as a teenager.
Right.
So back in the Super Bowl, and then Jordan Mailata, man, Jordan has been smashing it on social media. He is all over social media. These clips of him singing. He was singing. I think the Eagles team was doing some Christmas thing.
Yeah.
And he was singing, and you could see the older Kelsey brother like, what the heck is going on?
Right.
So those 3 are going to be on the field at some point. So either way, Polynesians, Samoans are going to get a ring this Sunday.
Nice. Very nice.
I think we got our people coming in. We talked about Irv Gotti. Yeah, I think we.
Yeah, with community announcements.
All right.
Put my glasses on.
I will go. Fatasi presents Get Fit with Fatasi at Journey to Empowerment. That is tomorrow night with free extreme hip hop class with Rocky. The fun begins at 6:30 p.m. at Le Maota Community Space at 833 Mailer Road in Burlingame. Going to be free raffles, games, and dinner. Food will be provided, free for everybody.
Nice. Hawaii Mau being Hawaiian, wherever we are, is happening Sunday, February 9th from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Sunshine Brooks Theater in Oceanside, California. Join them for a heartfelt afternoon celebrating Native Hawaiians in the diaspora. Enjoy a panel of cultural roots, Aina, and identity, special music performances, and beautiful hula. Click the QR code on the flyer or follow at Umeke.
Check out these resources. This is what we had talked about earlier in the show. There are resources here for immigrants in San Francisco for legal help, to know your information and beyond. Connect with the support you need. Learn more at sf.gov/immigrants.
Nice. Anganuu Community Teach-In Series brought to you by Samoan Solutions. This month's topic is Fa'alalavis, Samoan traditional expression of love and support, facilitated by Malutumau Jack Malipe'ai, happening Wednesday, February 19th at 6 p.m. at Le Maota Community Space.
A lot of stuff going on at Le Maota. Good for Samoan Solutions. Malanga Through Healing. All my Usos doing it again. They're excited to invite you to the third Malanga Through Healing, a night of voices and creation hosted by All My Usos and Fatasi on February 28th at SCDC in San Francisco. The mission is to support families and individuals as they navigate their personal journeys with grief and loss. This event also aims to raise awareness about the effects of mental health, one of our topics today, with our guests that are waiting to come on. Raise the awareness about effects of mental health within our Pacific Islander community while fostering activities that are supportive and meaningful. Don't miss out. It's a free event. You can catch more stuff on their social media.
San Mateo County's Sister to Sister Embracing Our Journey. It's their third annual event for middle school and high school Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander, and Asian American girls. Is happening at 477 Lincoln Circle in Millbrae, California on March 20th.
Pasifika Mental Health Conference is a free mental health conference hosted by Pacific Islander mental health clinicians from around the country, happening May 23rd from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Spring Hill Suites in West Sacramento, California. Register at tinyurl.com/mhpic 2025. So most of the events that we were talking about in our community announcements are like within this week. This one is in May, and the reason that we're doing it is because it is a big event. We want to talk about it a ways away so everybody can mark their calendar, cut time out, make sure that you have time, and get your seats. They're going to talk about that as well. So we're going to bring them in and talk a little bit about mental health. That was obviously one of our topics. And
oh my goodness,
there may be another Dr. Fa'aleava coming soon. So we may be introducing, we might have to differentiate with Dr. Fa'aleava in a couple of years. Congratulations to your beautiful wife on her academic journey, Ty.
Thank you. Thank you. And also thank you guys for having us on.
Oh, of course. Of course. We're excited about the event happening in May. We're going to start off with Salate. If you can introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about what you do, and we'll go from there.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you both for having us on. My name is Salate Lutui. I am an AMFT clinician for the Pacific Islander Wellness Initiative, and I see families, couples, and individuals here in Alameda County for free. But our event in May is separate from my job, from the organization of RAMS. But nonetheless, it's a privilege to have this conference. And I've been working with Pacific Islanders in Alameda for about 3.5 years, and it's been it's picking up momentum, which is it's so groundbreaking, and I'm so excited because our community is healing, right? And it's really breaking the stigma to strength. People are finding their voice, and families are healing, right? And individuals is finding it's okay to talk to someone that's outside of the family or outside of church. It's just great to see a growing number of Pacific Islanders throughout Alameda County, and just being able to just trust me as a mental health provider. So again, I'm just honored to be on this show and be able to talk about the conference coming up.
Welcome.
Awesome. Thank you, Sala. Sala, can we have you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do and where you're located?
Yes, of course. Hello. First of all, just thank you, Naki and Carl, for again having our group on here. And we are just like three of so many Pasifika clinicians that's in our group. So we are truly honored and excited to be in this space. So thank you for having us on here. So everyone, hello. My name is Aingle Sala Tawanu Afalava, short for Sala. I am a licensed mental health therapist here in the state of Washington. I am a private business owner, a private practice owner. I have my own private practice in which I see clients out of. In addition to that, I partner with different local nonprofit organizations here in Washington, just to do a lot of, psychoeducation around everything mental health. So that has been quite an adventure. But in addition to that, I'm also a doctorate student. So I'm in my 4th year now and hoping to finish that journey sometime in the very, very near future. But I am excited to be here, and thank you again for having us here.
So awesome.
Welcome.
So awesome in Washington. Dr. Fa'aleava, we know your story, but people that are just tuning in and have been living under a rock, go ahead and fill us in.
All right. Thank you guys for having us again. My name is Ty Fa'aleava. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist. I currently work at the prison in Vacaville, state prison here in Vacaville, California. So I'm a senior psychologist in the prison, but outside I also do a small private practice where I opened it just to see the Pacific Islander people, because once in a while I get a phone call here and there. Hey man, we got this family, or hey man, we got this person that's looking for a Samoan speaking clinician, or just a Pacific Islander clinician. So I figured I would open one up just to be set up in the event of those calls. And so yeah, so it's been good. We have had some calls. So yeah, we do some one-to-one sessions on Saturdays, and it's been good. Um, and yeah, that's me. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Well, the whole point of us um, talking about this event, because it's huge. I think it's the first one of its kind. And so here in the States, or at least in California, there's so many clinicians, so many faces that look like mine, that I think that's why it's such a huge thing for our community to see people that look like us. We speak about this all the time. It makes us comfortable to talk to someone that is familiar to us. Tell us about this conference and what it's going to bring to California or to the country. Dr.
I always say this, that it's
don't all rush in now.
On a show with Polynesians, when you don't call somebody specifically, right, everybody's polite. So they're like this big, long, like, no, you go.
I defer to Ty.
Okay.
Sorry, so Naki, what was the question again? I'm sorry.
The purpose of this.
Purpose?
Yes, the purpose of the conference.
Yeah, so this group started back in 2019, and then it kind of took a break, and then we relaunched it in 2020. So Manu Malo Mosau and I relaunched the group. I was living in Illinois at the time, and so Zoom was popular because of COVID, and so with COVID, with Zoom, we were able to reach out across the country. And so initially at the time, the group was mainly just to support each other during COVID and just check in. But over the years, the purpose of the group kind of evolved. So we were fielding referrals for Pacific Islander families. We were also picking up invitations from the community for mental health stuff. So over the years we have a monthly meeting, and over the years we've always talked about, hey, what if we were to develop a conference and just really gear it towards our Pacific Islander community. And so it's always there's many challenges to support putting up a conference. Primarily, one is that we're not a nonprofit organization, and so we don't have the structure to get funding. We're all just a bunch of individuals that live all across the country. And so, we talked about it for a long time, and we were all passionate about really serving the community in this way. And so we finally decided to, let's just put our feet on the ground and just get something going. And so we managed to get that going. And so the purpose is really just to, like, it's in our title, it's stigma to strength, and then just really building the mental health awareness among the community. So yeah, we're hoping that we get everybody there. Our registrations have gone up pretty fast in the past 5 days that the link has been open. I think we're maybe at 80 plus registration already. So, but the venue only holds 200, right? So, and we're still a few months away. So, yeah, but that was the purpose of it, is really to bring the community together, bring the clinicians from all over the place together, and then let's just get some work done.
Nice. So I'll call a name. Salote, what can the attendees, because it's filling up fast. I think that was a really good mention there. In a matter of a couple days, you're near 50% capacity. So clearly it's going to sell out. But what what can the attendees expect during the event?
We'll definitely expect a full day of PI clinicians um, facilitating presentations, facilitating panels, having a keynote speaker. Of course, there's going to be food, so they're going to enjoy a free meal for breakfast, lunch, and all that. But it's amazing because it's an experience that you don't want to miss. It's one of its kind. We'll have a lot of professionals in the field talking about addressing issues that are not talked about, that are taboo, and you get to be among great people and community. It's not a place to feel shy or embarrassed that you're at, but feel welcomed and like, wow, this is one of its kind, and there's so many PI clinicians that are doing the work for the community and not even for the community, right? And so it's just being honored to just share in the experience. This is not to call anyone out, but just to be in community with each other and take in a lot of new information. Really breaking that idea of stigma, like, oh, I'm not crazy, or oh, I can't talk to you because you're not my family. It's like, can I learn something new? The hope is that they'll take something new and be meaningful and be able to be transformed and share it with whoever they may come across.
I think it's gonna be really impactful to see such a large group of people and Pacific Islanders, right? And then having PI clinicians on the panel all talking about mental health, right? I think that it can help break down some, I'm the only one that feels this way, or I have no idea if there's anybody I could talk to. I think that just the sheer number of people there talking about mental health, I think is going to hopefully will break down some just by through osmosis of being in the room and being able to put the topic out there. So fantastic.
I'm looking forward to it. Sala, what are you personally looking forward to getting out of this conference?
Yes, thank you for that question, Neki. So before I address that one, I wanted to see if I could add on to what Ty said as far as like just kind of the momentum and going into this conference, right? And so last year, I think like around February, and so everything that Ty said, right? And then last year, I think around February, another colleague of mine, Scarlett Ikaroma, we flew down to San Francisco for a conference. We were facilitating a conference it was called like Pasifika Women Wave Makers, right? And so when we came out to that conference, for us, it was the first space that we have ever been in and attended an event like that, filled with so many talented professional Pasifika people in one space. And we left that conference and we're like, oh my God, we need something like this, but focusing on mental health. And so we met up after that conference. Ty and Salote was there, and we all went to lunch afterwards. And, we got to talking about, man, it was really good to be in that space just to, we hear all of these things about mental health, but then we hear about it from people that don't look like us, so I think that kind of brought up the fire again, and Ty and the group and everyone in the group to just start having that conversation around, well, what would it look like if we just do something like that? So I think that kind of snowballed from there on, and the excitement just continued. And so there was just like a small group of us that were truly committed into seeing this event come to life. And so we continue to meet. We continue to talk about it, right? At first, we're just talking about it. But as Ty said, we're all individuals and we don't have like an organization or anything like that. We all have our full-time jobs, full-time commitments. Nobody really has the time to kind of, put aside and let's just focus on planning for this thing. But we just kept talking about it. And I think the more that we all talked about it, the more we were just really inspired to just do this, right? Whether we get fundings or not, let's just do this and the funding will come. We'll figure out a way. But we, as professionals in our field, we have so much to give back to our communities that we were like, okay, like, what do we do with this? We're not, our community, we see the demand, we see the need, but what are we doing as clinicians, as Pasifika clinicians, in meeting that need? And so the basic idea of like this whole conference around, let's just make it as an introduction, let's introduce all of these Pasifika clinicians to our community, and make it free to where everybody knows, like, even if you're not presenting as a clinician, come out, bring, have your board out, bring your materials or whatever it is that you need to give out, so that people in the community can have your information. And more importantly, they can see that, oh my goodness, like somebody that looks like me and they're all the way in Georgia, or they're all the way in Florida, So I think like what I am hoping to be able to get out of this conference is just pure collaboration and network between clinicians and our community. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to just opening up the doors and just say, okay, here, you were saying that you didn't have people that look like you. Well, here's a whole bunch of people that look like you that can serve you, So we just want to be available. And I think, for our group, that's truly our spirit, is we just want to sort of like, be a resource to our community and just present ourselves in that way. Sorry, I hope I answered your question.
You did. That's so awesome.
So one of the things we always ask, if it's the organization's 50th event, we're like, what's it like to do 50 events? And when it's a new event, obviously, we're a few months away from it. But and this is for anybody, just jump in. Do you see this becoming, it's in West Sacramento this year, right? If it's a annual thing or every 2 years or whatever, do you see this becoming something that goes to multiple locations, or how do you see this evolving, or are you just focused on this one event?
I will just share my piece. I would say for me, the reason I'm also invested in this is because I see this just going everywhere, right? Wherever there are pockets of Pasifika communities, like, how can we be available there? So I think that there's so much possibilities that can come out of this. I'm a doctoral student, and I think like at the final end of our school journey, we have to be able to present our dissertation, right? And what an amazing opportunity would that be for a Samoan, doctoral student to be able to present my research findings at a Pasifika mental health conference, right? With all of these, Pasifika clinicians from all over. So I do see a lot of, possibilities of like where this conference can go. But I think for this year, in my mind, because we're this group that we just, we're not like an organization, and we're just trying to like focus on, okay, let's get this event going. Let's focus on the basics for now. But that's just my thoughts on it. I don't know about Salote and Ty.
I love hearing that.
Yeah. I think I think that our hearts are there. Our hearts are there, and what we're finding with this journey right now and planning this conference is that, wow, there's a lot of logistical things, especially with funding, right? So when you're just a group of individuals that want to help the community, people that want to support you can't really pay you unless you're formalized, but absolutely the vision is to take this, different states every year, because we have clinicians from over 10 different states, right? So it'd be nice for a different state to host. And also one of the visions that we've discussed as a group is a Pacific tour, right? To be able to really hit every single Pacific island and just come in, do maybe a weekend of a mental health conference, and then move to the next island and move to the next island and so forth. So these are the big dreams. But yeah, planning this one has put in a lot of reality checks. So we'll see. We'll see how motivated our group is next year, because it definitely is a lot of work. But the vision is definitely to keep it going.
Dreams and journeys start with a step, right? You're taking the first step, and I love hearing that there are visions of beyond it being a one and done kind of thing. Because to your point, there are obviously communities out there that would really benefit from this type of thing. So I love that answer.
Yeah. Salotid, is there anything you'd like to add to?
Yeah, great question. And just to echo what my colleagues and friends have said, best believe this is not going to be, well, we hope it'll just blossom into something beautiful. Yes, we do want it to continue in different states and across the Pacific Ocean because it's that big. Mental health is that big, and we have clinicians all over the world. So it the hope and the dream and the prayer is that we expand not only here, but it starts here and then it'll spread. And so, yeah, so it's definitely going to be more, the vision is bigger than it's starting with this conference. So, yes.
Yeah, and if some rich company is listening right now and just wants to
Yeah.
sponsor the clinician specific tour and our annual state to state conference, hey, our emails will be available.
Get in on the ground floor. Get in now.
Yeah, right. Get it now, right? Yeah.
So it's exciting to see not just the actual service that you all provide, right, but the entrepreneurial spirit of like there is something here, that there's a gap, right? There's a space that we need to occupy and we need to provide, and we see that so many times. A lot of the community organizations that we visit, they started from somebody seeing there's a gap, like there's something here, this service needs to be there for the community, and then it just grows from there. So to hear kind of what Ty is talking about well, it's all the logistics, and then we're just taking a first step, but it all starts that way. All the big organizations, I mean, you have to think about Microsoft and all those kind of things. They started like neighborhood, trying to gather funds and those kind of things. So more power to you. I'm sure that the spirit and the energy that y'all are putting together. So there are how many? And I don't know if you have a final head count, but how many different number of clinicians do you anticipate being at the event?
More than 20.
Wow.
More than 20 from 10 different states so
Wow.
far. We also have a clinician from American Samoa, and there's also been some interest from clinicians from New Zealand and Australia.
So that's when we joined the national organization NAOPO. We really got educated as to Pacific Islanders are everywhere, right? When we met Melissa Leylon from ACOM in Arkansas, we were like, Arkansas, and there's a huge population of Pacific Islanders in Arkansas. So the states that are represented, are they mostly Western states, or are they pretty much all over the map?
They're kind of spread out. I think we got someone all the way in Florida, and then all the way up in Alaska, and then in the middle there in Texas, Utah,
Kentucky.
Kentucky,
Wow.
and Washington and Arizona,
Yeah.
Georgia. So yeah, we're kind of spread out.
Yeah, and that's going to
Everywhere.
be interesting to get everybody together and hear the experience of what it's like in Kentucky, what it's like in Georgia, what Alaska, getting everybody together. So, is there like are you guys getting together as a group before, like the night before, the night after? Is there a collaboration going to go on among the
Planning committee?
directors?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, one of the exciting things about this is that many of us have never met in person. We've only met on Zoom. So like Sala, we met her in person, her and Scarlett, for the first time when they came down to present at the conference in Rebel City. And so we've been on the Zoom call for 5 years now. we're we're about to, for many of us, meet each other for the first time. So it's exciting. And then, yeah, Salote has many activities planned for the group, I believe.
Awesome.
I bet. That's awesome. And you need somebody to do that because
Yeah,
those kind of activities are needed.
Are all the clinicians that are listed on the flyer, do they all have a part in the conference? Are they going to be breaking off and having multiple tons of different topics that they'll be breaking into rooms, or they will just be present?
Yeah, most of the people on the flyer. Oh, go ahead, Salo. My bad. Go for it.
I was just gonna say, like, so we do have some of them that are submitting in their proposals right now to be presenters. As you know, this is a 1-day conference, so of course, like, there's such a request to be presenters or to be a facilitator or something like that. So we do have a lot of our clinicians that are putting in, like, to be presenters, and then we also have clinicians that are different ones that are also panel facilitators. So those are the roles. I think most of them are in attendance, and if they are not like actively part of the conference, we do let them know that they can bring, like, if they are in private practice, they can bring their resources about their private practice, their business. They can bring their merch because then we want to set it up to where all of our clinicians are available to the community, so maybe even they all can have their own booth. So as people in the community or people that are attending coming in, they can just go around, sort of like a fair where they just go around and meet those clinicians, and then get the information that they need. And I also want to add that, like, if you are listening and you're thinking, oh, this is just for people that are interested in psychology or something like that, or mental health, from what we've seen and what we've collected so far, there's a lot of community members. Like, for example, we have pastors that are attending, so we have different age groups that are interested and have already registered to come through, just because they just want to, maybe just meet, and have the information of Pasifika clinicians, or just coming to, because they're interested in whatever topic that will be talked about in the conference. So we have quite an array of, like, different interests that would hopefully, like, as people are thinking or maybe on the fence about coming to the conference, just know that it's not just if you have an interest in psychology or mental health. If you just want to meet a Pasifika clinician, I mean, it's free. You can get all their information. Or if there's a topic about mental health that you want to talk to a clinician about, you're more than welcome to come and join us as well.
I would think that it's a good environment for maybe people that are thinking about taking the academic journey, right? Like, maybe I could talk to somebody there is on the journey or has completed the journey in academia, and then maybe get some thoughts there. So if you're listening and watching, and you're thinking like, wow, I thought about that from an academic standpoint, probably a good place to go rub shoulders with 20 clinicians that have done it.
Yes, that is such a good point, Carl, because let me tell you, when I came up in my journey, I did not have anyone that looked like me that was a mental health therapist. And then when I went into the doctorate program, I was so excited when I think it was Ty that was on this podcast that I just randomly saw on my news feed. And I was like, oh my gosh, a Samoan psychologist. And it's like a unicorn, So I reached out to Ty and connected with him that way. And so, yes, that's another part of it, is we're also looking at our younger generations, younger Pasifika generations, and hopefully have a platform for them to look up to or just be able to be a part of.
Yeah, I would imagine
that's awesome.
The PI shoulders that you rub get few and far between. The further up you go in the academic journey, the less likely you are to walk in a classroom or go into a virtual classroom and see another Pacific Islander.
So awesome to see this event happen, and that, I mean, it's only has not had the registration link hasn't even been out that long, and it's almost halfway through capacity. So I'm guessing by another week or so, if you don't hurry up and register, you're going to miss out on this amazing event that's happening
in May.
In May, May 23rd.
So we will have an update as we get closer to the event. We're going to, have representatives from the clinicians group back on to kind of talk about, because I think right now that you're still finalizing like the format and then like who's going to speak and present those kind of things. So as we get closer to it, we will definitely have everybody, give the opportunity to come back on and talk maybe a couple weeks out of what the final show looks like.
Yeah, the next time you have the clinicians group on, we'll give you guys a fresh set of clinicians. New people to hear from and see. We got numbers now, so yeah.
Awesome.
That's a unicorn getting out, pushing other people forward.
Voluntold. They're going to get voluntold. Very good.
I speak that language. I see what he's saying.
We love it. We love the work that you guys are all doing in the community, and all the education and the love that you're showing the community, because this is so needed. I think it's way past due. This should have happened many years ago, but I'm glad that it's happening now. I know that everybody got dinner, and I don't want Leah to give me the evil eye. But we just want to go around and just give us your last closing comments and what we should be looking forward to, what you're looking forward to, and just anything about the conference that's coming up. And we'll start with Salote.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Hope to see everyone there. And I would say you don't want to miss this historic event that has been in the waiting for so long. Please come out, please share the information, and who knows if we'll have it next year. So, we're gonna treat it like this is the first and only for this year.
Awesome, thank you. Sala?
Yes, I will say come through. We are looking forward to meeting you, to seeing you there. It is a groundbreaking event, is the first of its kind. So don't miss out. Like Salote said, come meet a Pasifika clinician. There are only, probably 3 or 4 Psalm 1 mental health therapists in the entire state of Washington. So please come out and meet these clinicians that are coming out to California for this event. So hope to see you there.
Awesome. Thank you. Ty?
Yeah, our goal is, to really cultivate a environment for the Pacific people. So we're bringing the Pacific to Sacramento, and wear your cultural attire. If you are registered to attend, we are all coming dressed up in all the cultural stuff. We are going to teach, through a cultural lens. And it's going to be beautiful just to see our people all dressed in their cultural attire, and just have a redefine professionalism, the professional image. We're going to redefine the professional image, to our cultural attire. So looking forward to it. And thank you, Carl and Naki, for hosting us tonight. Definitely appreciate the opportunity.
So we will be there.
Thank you so much
to document it and take pictures and get the videos and chase people around with cameras and microphones and annoy everybody.
Yes.
But a few years from now, when this is gigantic, there's only going to be 200 people seated in the audience in May. A few years from now, there's going to be like 500 people that say they were there, but there's only going to be 200 people that are actually there. So be one of the true 200. Get your seat now. It's going to fill up quick, and we'll talk to them before we get to the event in May.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We look forward to seeing you guys in May, if not sooner. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Awesome.
How exciting.
That is going to be
a
so
big event.
good. I'm so excited for that event.
And they're going to teach, you know what I mean? They're encouraging the cultural wear.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I think that when you talk about teaching from that perspective and welcoming that kind of conversation in that framing it that way, good for them.
Yes. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited for Northern California.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Northern California. I'm excited for the people that are registered and are going to come and share in this freaking badass event.
Might be
one of its own.
some
One
of
of a kind. One of a
Yeah, well, one of a kind for one of one at this point. One
Right.
of one. And you know, this may be some of the Bay coming to
Yes.
Sacramento, as because usually the whole rest of the Northern
Sacramento
California
goes to San Francisco.
got to go across the bridge.
Yeah, it's so nice. It'll be nice. And there's a big PI community in Sacramento. So
Yeah.
it's everyone's moving out across because San Francisco is
Yeah, exactly.
so
It's a
there you go.
financial thing.
It's a financial thing, but it's also awesome to see that this is coming to Sacramento. So thank you for the Pacific Islander clinicians that are putting this on. We appreciate it, and we're grateful to have you on. Thank you.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it.
That's a target-rich environment for Naki to run around and grab people and get interviewed.
God.
Yeah, I could just
I'm gonna be all
a room
up in
full
your
of people.
face. Yeah, I'm gonna irritate you. So, and it's okay.
It's just gonna happen.
It's okay. You'll live. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
And look at all the pictures we're gonna get of all the cultural wear.
Yeah,
Like that's
it's
gonna be
so nice.
It's gonna be a good
so
time.
nice.
Don't miss out.
Don't
It's
miss
filling
out.
up.
Well, we've posted the flyer on our social media. It's not too late to register. It's already almost at halfway through capacity. If you don't get registered now, you're going to miss out. Don't just show up. Don't be Fabi and just show up. Don't be Fabi.
Let Naki tell you.
Yeah, I'm just going to show up. But there you go.
You know that's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen. Thank you, Dr. Ty. Thank you, Salate. Thank you, Sala, for coming and sharing stories about the event, your story, and we're grateful.
We had clinicians on, multiple
Clinicians
clinicians on tonight.
Pacific Islander clinicians. How about that? All right. We are here every Thursday.
So we mentioned it real quick, but I do want to call it out specifically. Our PBD's very own, Leah Fatleava, is going through her doctoral program. So there's going to be 2 doctors in that house.
I know. Very nice.
You know, she in that family, the master's degree just gets you in the door.
Right.
She was like, I gotta go get that doctorate.
You need a PhD.
So congratulations to the Fatleava family.
Congratulations to our Leah and our Luca. We're here every Thursday at 6 p.m. Come back to Faika with us.
Love you all.